Yo, listen up. You've got one shot at this life. One shot to control your destiny and build a life you're proud of. Spending years grinding for a life you truly want is a million times better than settling for a quick fix that leaves you disappointed forever. Playing it safe might feel okay now, but when you're on your last breath, the regret of flowing away your potential will haunt you. I'm not here to let that happen to you. You were placed on this earth for a reason, not to be average, but to excel, to shine, to become a beast. So, promise me this. No matter how long it takes, no matter how much it hurts, keep going. You've got greatness in you, and this grind is what's gonna carve it out.
Who are you? At the core of your soul. And if he can't answer that question, our conversation's over.
Fear is not your enemy. Submission to fear is. Doubt is not your weakness. Believing in doubt is. The prison isn't the world around you. It's the mind that accepts chains. Free yourself. Mood is a lie. Duty is eternal. You think lions check the weather before they hunt. You think storms ask permission before they rage. There is no right time. There is only now. Your knees ache, your hands shake. Good. That means you're alive. Now, act like it. Anger is a spark. Discipline is the steel. Let them burn hot and fade. You stay sharp. To live, you must first die. Die to excuses. Die to weakness. Die to the person you were yesterday. The Spartans didn't cry about motivation. They sharpened their spears. The Stone Age didn't have therapy. It had survival. Modern comfort is a trap. Suffering is the whetstone of greatness. The world doesn't end when you bleed. It ends when you surrender.
Every man becomes an infinitely more dangerous version of themselves the moment they realize they don't need anyone's approval or permission. Because there's no greater waste of time than defending your actions to people whose life you don't want.
Jump out of yourself and be the director. Be the director of this avatar. And then it just opens another perspective. Because in that moment, you just realize it's like a movie.
If you want to become champion, you have to sacrifice.
Starting point of great accomplishment is to dream big dreams. Number one, dream big dreams. Let your mind float free. All really exceptional men and women dream big dreams. They allow their minds to float. They think of what they could be and what they could do and what they really, really want.
There's how many doors will you go through or will you break down to get what you want? That is determination. Basically, the goal doesn't change. How you get there, you don't care about. You just care that you get there.
Success isn't about luck or talent. It's about focus, discipline, and urgency. 3 truths will change your life. First, get frustrated enough to say, no more. Second, be brave enough to demand more of yourself and everyone around you. Third, be disciplined enough to work for it every single day. Don't let your willpower lose faith in you. Every time you say you'll do something and don't follow through, you weaken your spirit. Stop negotiating with yourself. You made a deal, signed a contract with your soul, so stick to it. The world doesn't understand your grind because they've never done it. They'll call you weird, antisocial, obsessed. Good. That's the sign you're on the right path. Let their doubts fuel you. Every hater, every distraction, every setback. Use it to push harder. In 2 weeks, you'll feel stronger. In a month, you'll see changes. In 3 months, your friends will notice. In 6 months, everyone will ask, how'd you do it? Keep going, because the price of procrastinating is a dream life you'll never live.
And that feeling that I was nowhere near that fucking feeling, I was able to put myself there 1,000,000 times every fucking day. And that feeling of like, my God, that is going to feel fucking amazing. That's what made me suffer. That's what allowed the pain to be real and say, this is worth it. I want to feel for this fucking next 18 months. It took me 18 fucking months to finally become a Navy SEAL, to finally, just get through butts. 18 months, it's 6 months. It took me 18. That's what woke me up every fucking morning was I'm gonna put myself through this much fucking pain and suffering for a few seconds. That's all it is. A few seconds of joy. And it's so fucking worth it, man.
The pain you can't escape. You think it hurts now? Try regret. Try waking up at 50, realizing you traded your dreams for convenience. Try looking your kids in the eyes and saying, I could have been more. And voice whispering you can't? That's not reality. That's fear. Fear of your own power. Fear that you might actually win. But here's the secret. You're not afraid of failure. You're afraid of how great you could be. The antidote. Discipline. Not motivation. Not luck. Not good vibes. Discipline is the currency of legends. You don't feel like grinding? Do it anyway. You're tired? Rest when you're dead. The world says quit, laugh, and push harder.
It sounds overplayed, but it doesn't make this any less true. If you want things to change, and you have to start changing the things you're doing. So many of us are stuck in a cycle of complaining about our current situation, desiring change, and knowing that changing something as small as even just a habit or two would be the remedy to all of our problems, but never being able to take that first step because it just seems too scary, even when the day-to-day current situation is absolute hell. Is it worth living that out for the next 40, 50, 60 years, or does it make more sense to sacrifice just 1 year?
That part of you that feels really broken right now is actually the part of you that is growing the most. It hurts because it's changing.
How to armor your mind. Repetition of suffering. Do the thing you dread daily until it becomes your identity. No 0 days. Miss once, a mistake. Miss twice, a new habit. Never miss twice. Self-talk that's real, not fake hype. Remind yourself, I've done hard things before. I'll do this too. Immature. I'm tired. It's raining. The world's unfair. Mature. I don't care. The mission doesn't stop. Your emotions dictate your motion. Control them, or they control you. Every morning, you choose. Stay in bed and rot and regret. Get up and build your empire. Complaining about no breaks? You are the break. You're the walk. And every day, life tries to erode you. Will you let it? Or will you stand unshaken, hardened by discipline, sharpened by struggle, and ready to claim what's yours? No more talk, just do.
It's really hard to stay motivated when you're not seeing results. It's also the most important time to stay motivated, because if you stop, you'll never get the results. Because in some seasons of life, maintaining is winning.
When life breaks you, it doesn't send a warning. It doesn't knock gently. It hits you in the chest when you're already on your knees. You feel like everything you believed in just shattered in front of you. You start questioning everything, your worth, your future, your strength. But hear me, the break is not the end. The break is the beginning of something new, something stronger. You don't grow in the easy seasons. You grow in the dark. You grow when nothing makes sense, but you keep showing up anyway. When life breaks you, it's easy to think you're cursed. It's easy to believe you're alone. But what if this isn't punishment? What if it's preparation? What if life isn't breaking you down? It's breaking you open to the next version of who you're meant to become. I know what it feels like to scream into a pillow, to walk into a room full of people and feel invisible, to carry pain so deep you wonder if you'll ever feel normal again. But I promise you this, broken doesn't mean defeated. Some of the strongest people you know were built in silence. They didn't post about their pain. They fought it privately. They weren't born special. They just refused to stay down. And you can too. When life breaks you, take a breath. It's okay to cry. It's okay to fall apart. But it's not okay to give up on yourself. Your story isn't over. It's just getting rewritten. Use the pain. Let it sharpen you. Let it fuel you. Let it teach you how to stand taller even with scars. Let it remind you that even in your weakest moment, you're still here, still fighting. You are more than what happened to you. You are the comeback waiting to happen. So wipe your face, square your shoulders, and say to life, you may have broken me, but you did not end me. This is not how your story ends. This is where your power begins.
And especially get away from the losers. Get away from the no-hopers. Get away from the negative people, because these people will drag you down as surely as an anchor would drag you down if it was tied to your leg. I say you have to ask yourself this question. Do you want to fulfill your potential as a human being or not? if you want to fulfill your potential as a human being, here's the facts. And I've spoken to thousands of people who've told me that coming to terms with this is one of the hardest things that they ever did. Because sometimes it means that you have to say goodbye to family, say goodbye to friends, say goodbye to relatives, say goodbye to relationships.
Discipline isn't punishment, it's power. It's choosing pain now for pride later. Discipline is self-love in action. It's refusing to betray the promises you made to yourself. It's looking in the mirror and knowing you didn't cheat.
This isn't about being inspirational. This is about being unbeatable. Now, go dark and don't come back until you've become someone they cannot recognize.
This is a hard journey. What you're doing is hard. Most people aren't doing it. In fact, 99% of people are not on the same path as you. That you're on the hardest path possible through your life. And that means that 99%, 99 out of 100, 9 out of 10 people that you interact with on a daily basis are not going to get it. They are not going to understand. They are not going to approve. They're going to be uncomfortable. They're going to hate you a little bit. They're going to talk. They're going to try to convince you to be like them. And you know what you have to do? You have to ignore it all. And you have to keep moving. And you have to remember that those people are those people for a reason, and you're you for a reason.
The world doesn't reward intentions. It rewards outcomes. So don't say you want it. Show you're willing to bleed for it. Because when it's hard and you keep showing up, that's when your mind starts to believe you again. Go to the dark room. One with no noise, no dopamine, no distraction. Just you and the mirror. Ask it the hardest question of all. Am I living up to my potential? If the answer is no, and go ghost, disappear, vanquish every excuse, and go build something they can't take away. Because it's not your fear of failure that's holding you back. It's your fear of change. And yes, life will get harder before it gets better. But it will get better. Don't let pride or ego hold you back. You know better, so do better. Stop blaming others when things don't go your way. Your attitude determines your altitude. You could be on another level if you just commit. Imagine a documentary crew filming your success story right now. What would you do? You'd stop overthinking, stop debating, and start doing. The weights won't lift themselves. The book won't write itself. Your dream won't chase itself. Take that first step now. Risk failure, risk ridicule, because the greatest risk is doing nothing. Only those who dare to risk are truly free. And when the devil comes at you, know it's because you're doing something right. Keep grinding, keep pushing, and watch your competition fall off. Give it a year. You'll be laughing.
You have time, you have family, everything what you have to sacrifice. If you're not ready to sacrifice, you have to sit home. Patience, hard work, sacrifice. Like without these things, doesn't matter how talented you are. You have to sacrifice everything what you have, then you can become great champion.
Pain is temporary. It might last a minute, an hour, a day, or even a year, but it will fade. Quitting, that lasts forever. Every failure is just a lesson to pick yourself up and keep going. My mom once told me, get a job. I said, I already have one. I'm working on my dream, even if I'm not paid yet. Why give energy to your nightmares when you can pour it into your dreams? Yes, it'll be hard. You'll be tired. You'll doubt yourself. But those hard days are what turn your vision into reality. So, decide. Are you down for the ride? Stop complaining. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. That moment doesn't exist. You create it. Every hour you waste could be spent hustling, reading, meditating, or getting your life together. The thought of being in the same place 4 years from now should light a fire under you. Live like tomorrow doesn't exist. Don't fear failure. Fear not trying. You're not happy settling for a forgettable life, enslaved to short-term impulses. You know you're capable of more, so do something about it today. Get off the dopamine drip of video games, Netflix, and junk food. Choose to become someone you're proud of.
If you're not failing at something, that means you've set your goals to pass, to succeed at everything you do, which means you're not setting your goals high enough.
The unwillingness to shake from what they believe to be true. And so the thing is that if someone can't disprove why what you think is possible, that you absolutely can hold on to that with white knuckles and say, no, we will figure it out, and you will tell me what obstacles are in the way, and one by one, we will dismantle them until all that is left is the goal. And so here's the tough reality that I had to realize, and I used to repeat this self, sometimes other people's dreams have to die in order for yours to live.
In some ways, I wish that I saw the world in less of a complex way. I wish that it was more like easy to me, whatever that even means. It should just be kind of, I wish I didn't think about things as much. I wish I didn't care about things as much. I wish I didn't worry. I wish I didn't have as much anxiety. But guess what? Like, you do. So how are you going to play the cards that you've been dealt? And that's a huge advantage in tons and tons and tons of ways, except for a couple. And the pains are very obvious and all of the rewards are very hidden. So you need to go through. The only way out is to find them.
Don't just think you are. Know you are. This is the fundamental truth. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. Ask for what you want and be prepared to receive it. The laws of success. You become what you think about most. You attract what you feel. You create what you imagine. Visualization is the key. If you can see it in your mind, it must happen. That's a universal law. Your mental attitude is a magnet. It attracts the circumstances, opportunities, and people that align with your thoughts. Create dream boards. Put that new car on your mirror, your goal weight on the fridge. See it in your mind, feel it in your heart, and it will come to you. Success isn't about what you're getting, it's about what you're becoming. True happiness lies not in what you have, but in who you are. The universe responds to your thoughts and words. Every thought you think, every word you speak, shapes your experiences. Believe in your vision, and the universe will send it back to. Albert Einstein said, "Imagination is everything. It's the preview of life's coming attractions." Your imagination isn't fantasy, it's real. If you can think it, it's possible. God placed that vision in your mind as a preview of what's to come.
You think you're chasing a goal, but the goal is chasing the weak version of you. It's not about what you want. It's about what you're willing to give up to get there. Your excuses, your comfort, your craving for it to be easy. Every step forward is a burial of the quitter, of the complainer, of the one who said, maybe tomorrow. This journey doesn't ask who you are. It asks who you're willing to become.
Act as if. Feel as now. You can't create from lack. You must create from the feeling of having it. That's the shift. Most people want it, but feel separate from it. The greats, they become it in their minds first, and the world follows. Success is a vibration, a frequency, a state of mind. Feel it now. Live in it now. Speak as if. Think as if. Move as if. Because when you commit, fully, emotionally, relentlessly, the universe rearranges for you. You'll attract opportunities. You'll meet the right people. Doors will open, but only when you become the person who can walk through them. Well, waiting. What is the second best? I believe that you become the person who can walk through them, but past in the world, 1B.
The worst piece of advice I've ever received is that good things come to those who wait. Good things don't come to those who wait. Good things come to those who act upon what they know through consistency and repetition. That's how good things happen. Things don't just fall on your lap. Blessings come through effort, dedication, and a lot of energy towards your goal and endeavor.
And you can beat 99% of people without being smarter or luckier, but by being willing to endure pain and uncertainty for longer. That's the path up the mountain.
Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest teachers throughout history have unanimously agreed on one powerful truth. We become what we think about most of the time. Your thoughts shape your reality. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. This is the law of attraction, a universal principle that dictates your life. Success isn't something you chase, it's something you attract by the person you become. It's not about the $1 million, it's about the character, discipline, and relationships you build to get there. Honesty, hard work, and clear priorities. These are the qualities that set you apart. There's no nobility in poverty. I've been rich, I've been poor, and I choose rich every time. Why? Because when I face my problems as a rich man, I do it with confidence. Dressed in a $2,000 suit, arriving in a limo. So, set a goal to become a millionaire. Not for the money, but for what it makes of you.
You got to take ownership of what's going on in your life. When you're not where you want to be, and you say it's because the boss doesn't like you, or it's because the girl treated you this way, or the guy did this, like all those things, you got to take ownership of. And if you're blaming all these other external things, you're not going to make any changes, and that's going to be a problem.
The suck doesn't care. Late nights, early mornings, no one claps for you, no one owes you anything. So, keep going. The storm doesn't need your permission. Armor your mind. Repetition of suffering, that's the shield. No 0 days. Miss once. Mistake. Miss twice. Habit. Never miss twice. The what if that changes everything. What if you don't quit? What if you limp the last mile and finish? What if you become someone they said was impossible? That what if is the spark. That's your fire. Emotional maturity means this. I don't care how I feel. I care what must be done.
Take a moment, just a moment, and feel your breath. Feel the air entering and then leaving your lungs. Because if you're breathing, you're here. And if you're here, you have a story. And sometimes that story includes chapters that are incredibly tough. Chapters where life doesn't just hurt, it breaks. It shatters expectations. It crushes dreams. It leaves you feeling exposed, vulnerable, and utterly lost. Maybe it's a heartbreak that feels like a physical wound. Maybe it's a dream that crumbled, leaving you with nothing but dust. Maybe it's a betrayal that ripped through your trust. Maybe it's a loss that left an unfillable void. And in those moments, the pain can be so overwhelming, so suffocating, that you might wonder if you'll ever feel whole again. You might question your strength, your purpose, your very ability to carry on. But I'm here to tell you something vital, something profound. The breaking is not the end. It is the beginning of a different kind of strength. When something breaks, it reveals the raw material underneath. It strips away the superficial, the assumed, the comfortable. And it forces you to look at what truly remains. It's in those fractured moments that you discover your true resilience. It's when you're at your lowest that you find the deepest wells of courage. It's through the cracks that new light can enter and new growth can begin. Because here's the secret. You are not defined by what broke you. You are defined by how you choose to put yourself back together. And not just back together, but better, stronger, wiser, more compassionate, more authentic. When life hurts and breaks, it's an invitation. An invitation to grieve, yes. To feel the pain, to acknowledge the loss. Don't rush past it, honor it. But it's also an invitation to rebuild, to sift through the pieces, to decide which ones you want to keep and which new ones you want to add. It's an invitation to redefine yourself, not based on what was lost, but on what you are becoming. It's in these moments that you learn the true meaning of self-love, of self-care, of radical acceptance. You learn that healing is not a linear path. It's a dance of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's messy, it's imperfect, but it's always moving. So if you're hurting right now, if you feel broken, please know this. You are not alone, and you are not destined to stay in that broken place. Gather your courage, however small it feels. Reach out for support. Give yourself grace, and take 1 tiny step forward. 1 breath, 1 gentle thought, 1 act of kindness towards yourself. Because from the deepest wounds, the most beautiful scars can form. Scars that tell a story of survival, of transformation, of triumph. Scars that prove you were broken, yes, but you were also rebuilt. And in that rebuilding, you discovered an unbreakable strength, a wisdom that only comes from navigating the storm, a profound capacity to live, to love, and to thrive, even after the breaking.
Wishing says to your mind, you haven't got a prayer, but you might as well wish. So when you say to the mind, I wish I could, it says, yeah, me too. Get over it.
When other people break and give up and stop, I just don't, right? And it comes down to this.
Because life doesn't just break you. It also hearts you. It loves on you, lifts you up. And then sometimes, out of nowhere, it breaks something in you. But here's the truth. Those moments when life hearts you are not wasted. The joy, the peace, the love, they're real. And the times it breaks you, those aren't wasted either. Because even in the breaking, you're still breathing. You're still here. And that means there's still more to your story. You don't get to choose when the hearting happens, and when the breaking comes. But you do get to choose what you do in between. You can let the breaking define you, or you can let it refine you. You can curl up in the pain, or you can rise up through it. Every time life hearts you, celebrate it. Let yourself feel it fully. Dance in the light while it's shining on you. But when the clouds roll in and the ground shakes beneath your feet, don't run from the storm. Stand in it. Move through it. Let it wash over you, but don't let it drown you. Because here's something they don't tell you often enough. Healing's not about going back to how you were. Healing is about becoming who you're meant to be after everything you've been through. So if you're in a season where life has broken you open, don't panic. That's just the universe making space for something new, something stronger, something deeper. And if you're in a season where life is heaping love on you, savor it. Soak it in like sunlight. You deserve every ounce of beauty, joy, and peace that comes your way. This journey isn't about avoiding the breaking. It's about learning how to keep your heart open through all of it. To keep showing up, even when you're scared. To keep loving, even when you've been hurt. To keep believing, even when things don't make sense. Because the truth is, life hearts and breaks, but it never gets the final say. You do.
When life breaks you, it doesn't send a warning. It doesn't knock gently. It hits you in the chest when you're already on your knees. You feel like everything you believed in just shattered in front of you. You start questioning everything, your worth, your future, your strength. But hear me, the break is not the end. The break is the beginning of something new, something stronger. You don't grow in the easy seasons. You grow in the dark. You grow when nothing makes sense, but you keep showing up anyway. When life breaks you, it's easy to think you're cursed. It's easy to believe you're alone. But what if this isn't punishment? What if it's preparation? What if life isn't breaking you down? It's breaking you open to the next version of who you're meant to become. I know what it feels like to scream into a pillow, to walk into a room full of people and feel invisible, to carry pain so deep you wonder if you'll ever feel normal again. But I promise you this, broken doesn't mean defeated. Some of the strongest people you know were built in silence. They didn't post about their pain. They fought it privately. They weren't born special. They just refused to stay down. And you can too. When life breaks you, take a breath. It's okay to cry. It's okay to fall apart. But it's not okay to give up on yourself. Your story isn't over. It's just getting rewritten. Use the pain. Let it sharpen you. Let it fuel you. Let it teach you how to stand taller even with scars. Let it remind you that even in your weakest moment, you're still here, still fighting. You are more than what happened to you. You are the comeback waiting to happen. So wipe your face, square your shoulders, and say to life, you may have broken me, but you did not end me. This is not how your story ends. This is where your power begins.
Your mind needs tools. Here's the first one. When the world says stop, you say next step. When failure shouts quit, you whisper try differently. The darkness feels permanent. That's the lie pain tells everyone. But you're not everyone. You're the exception in progress. Today's struggle is creating tomorrow's survival guide for someone else, for your future self, for the world that needs what only you can become. So take my hand through these words just until you find your footing again. The hope you need, it's coming. The belief you lost, it's returning. The strength you doubt, it's growing in unseen places.
I see you standing at the edge of your doubts. That heavy feeling in your chest? That's not weakness. That's your heart preparing to expand. You need hope today? Then borrow mine until yours returns, because I've seen what happens next. Belief feels impossible right now. Let's build it brick by brick. Start with this. You woke up today. That means part of you still fights. The emotional support you crave, it's already within you, waiting to be unlocked. That voice that says, I can't take it, listen closer. Beneath it whispers, but I'm still here. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision that your purpose matters more. And you wouldn't hurt this much if your dreams weren't worth fighting for.
You want to be uncommon among the uncommon? Then understand this. Your path will be lonely. You won't be understood. Not by your friends, not by your family, not even by the people you look up to. Because when you aim for levels they've never seen, they'll speak from their fear, not your future. They'll say you're doing too much. They'll say you should slow down, be realistic, live a little. They'll say no one makes it from where you're from, not without luck, not without help. And that's when the doubt creeps in, not because you believe them, but because you're exhausted. But here's what separates the rare from the rest. The uncommon ones don't let outside voices drown out the inner one. You've got a voice in you that knows what you're building. A voice that whispers, keep going, when the world screams, give up. A voice that sees the invisible finish line long before anyone else can. You can't fight their doubts by explaining your dream. They're not supposed to get it. You fight by execution. You show up every single day. You use every insult as fuel. You let every laugh echo as motivation. Because while they're watching you, you're working. While they're judging you, you're leveling up. And one day, when the results are undeniable, they'll pretend they always believed in you. But you'll know the truth. You believed in yourself when no one else had the courage to. You stare at empty spreadsheets at 3 a.m. Your bank account laughs at your ambitions. Your studio apartment doubles as a war room. Yet here you are, architecting empires from thin air. They don't see the vision yet. How could they? You're not just climbing a mountain. You're inventing the mountain. No trust fund, no industry connections. Just that relentless voice inside whispering this is possible. While others follow paths, you're coding new coordinates. Their doubts. Of course they doubt. Since when do people believe in magic they can't see yet? But you don't need their belief. You carry your own damn fuel. Every no becomes nitro. Every closed door becomes blueprint. Every silent year adds another layer to your armor. This isn't just hustle. This is alchemy. Turning loneliness into focus. Turning nothing into something. Turning impossible into your origin story. The uncommon among uncommon don't wait for invitations. They build their own damn banquet halls. So when the Wi-Fi cuts off, keep working on paper. When friends stop calling, let their absence be your academy. When the world says, be realistic, double down on delusion. History remembers the builders, the ones who stared at empty hands and saw infinite potential. You're not just chasing success, you're reconstructing reality. And when they finally see it, when the world catches up to what you've known all along, that's not your victory lap. That's just your starting line. Now get back to work, architect. The future isn't waiting, it's being built right now by you, with nothing, into everything. You want to be uncommon among the uncommon? Then understand this. Your path will be lonely. You won't be understood. Not by your friends, not by your family, not even by the people you look up to. Because when you aim for levels they've never seen, they'll speak from their fear, not your future. They'll say you're doing too much. They'll say you should slow down, be realistic, live a little. They'll say no one makes it from where you're from, not without luck, not without help. And that's when the doubt creeps in, not because you believe them, but because you're exhausted. But here's what separates the rare from the rest. The uncommon ones don't let outside voices drown out the inner one. You've got a voice in you that knows what you're building. A voice that whispers, keep going, when the the world screams, "Give up!" A voice that sees the invisible finish line long before anyone else can. You can't fight their doubts by explaining your dream. They're not supposed to get it. You fight by execution. You show up every single day. You use every insult as fuel. You let every laugh echo as motivation. Because while they're watching you, you're working. While they're judging you, you're leveling up. And one day, when the results are undeniable, they'll pretend they always believed in you. But you'll know the truth. You believed in yourself when no one else had the courage to.